what do you think is the reason that these high achieving fathers fall up into this cycle?
Well, I mean, it's no mystery that a lot of males, a lot of fathers, they assume this role of being a provider, right? And I say that with like no disrespect towards women and their ability to like be incredible professionals. But I think it's something like if you look back over time, males were the provider, right? Like if you go back, I don't know, to the 50s, the guys would go to work and the mothers would stay home and raise their kids. And so there's a lot of like generational momentum that kind of carries forward into today. And I think a lot of dads put this pressure on themselves to be the provider. And I think it's easy to fall into the trap of, if you provide more, you're being a better provider. And then that means that you have more value to the family because you are providing more. When I think that in all reality, like if you were to ask, our kids, like, what do you want from your dad? Do you want him to work more and be a better provider, or do you want more time with him? And I think a lot of kids are going to say, you know what, I want that time. I don't care about the expensive things. I want time with my dad, and I want my dad to be emotionally available for me as the kid.
Yeah, that's and I imagine with your firsthand experience and with the people that you work with, you have a way of balancing that. I know sometimes to a man that might consider himself a logical thinker, you might be like, well, yes, you want more time with me, and yes, you're saying verbally that my time is more valuable than the materials. But I saw what happened those 3 months that I wasn't producing it as much as I used to. Maybe something happened, and I got a glimpse into what the world looks like when I'm not providing as much as I typically do. And it was only a couple months, but I saw what happened. So even though I hear you saying out of your mouth that you want more time with me, I know that might mean I'm bringing in less income, and I know that less income would mean I'm bringing in less materials, and I believe I saw a glimpse. What do you say to that?
Help me understand the question, Randolph. Like a glimpse of what?
Okay, so for example, have you ever heard anybody say, "You're giving me mixed signals"?
Yeah.
Have you ever heard that before? That phrase?
Yep.
Yeah, I think we might have a lag in time. Okay, yeah. So usually when somebody says you're giving me mixed signals, it usually means that you're trying to reconcile what they're saying versus what they're doing, right? This person says that they like me, but whenever I call them, they don't pick up the phone. They're giving me mixed signals, right? Now, I imagine being a father that is typically a provider. And let's say for whatever reason, this father got laid off. And for whatever reason, 2 to 3 months, this father couldn't provide financially at the level that he typically did. And during that time frame, he may have gotten a glimpse of what it's like to not bring in the money like you used to. Maybe tempers happen faster than what they usually do from a spouse or from the children. Maybe usually I come home and there's my plate is already done, and maybe that plate isn't done like it usually is. And in my mind, whether it's true or not, it's because I'm not during this downtime, I wasn't able to provide. So now that I've recovered, I hear you saying that you want more time, but in that time when I was down, I was at the house more. I might have gotten some attitude, or So I'm saying, is that not a conversation or an experience that you've had personally, or somebody that you work with, to where, all right, maybe you think like that, or that's not true, or is it true, and how do you handle that? Did I clarify it, or did I make it more complicated?
No, that's helpful, Randolph. And I think, you talked about communication, which is like, I think for that scenario that you laid out there, that having good, honest dialogue between all the parties involved here, whether it's a husband and a wife, or it's a husband and some kids that are old enough to have, a meaningful conversation with, it's about not making assumptions. Like if the father is assuming, man, things are struggling and it's because I'm not able to provide, that can be a pretty dangerous assumption. And like that assumption would be made in support of that previous belief that the father feels that my value to this family is directly correlated to my ability to provide and how much I provide. If you want to tie your own self-worth and your value to something like that, I can't tell you not to. I know that I don't want to do that. I think that what I have to offer as a father goes way beyond just what I'm able to provide financially. Now, I'm not trying to downplay people's needs to earn an income so they can have shelter and food and utilities for their family. There does have to be some balance, but I do think that it is, potentially harmful for somebody to operate under those assumptions where they were laid off for 3 months and they couldn't earn an income and they experienced a different kind of hardship within the house for those 3 months. I don't think you can just say like, okay, that's all the confirmation that I need. The only value that I bring to the family is directly tied to my paycheck.
Yeah, it sounds like when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change, and you shouldn't take that one moment at a time and stretch it out along a lifetime.